Ross, last week you were slightly concerned about whether the game plan was buttoned down enough, and it looked like it was tonight. What impressed you about that win?
Yeah, it's a good point. We put it out publicly, so look, we feel like our environment's create an environment that's safe to fail, but create excellence in learning, and they learn really well. And my coaches, Enright Goddard, Chris Mackay and Harvey pointed out where we needed to improve, and because our effort, we didn't give up last week, but our method was a bit off, and so we just buttoned down, really got our press game going. We think really got to work pressing the ball, creating a lot of turnovers, and then just with our ball, I thought we buggered it up early. Some real simple errors, either end of the ground when we had good opportunities, which is more us, and then, or what we're in control, whether it was Higgins or King, just or at the back, Bonner when he had options, sort of thing. So we just tidied that up at half time, and then I thought last week the Cats were really good in the contest. We thought we went to school on that, applied good heat, and then we just a couple of simple focus points on Collingwood to fuel their patterns, because if you're a premier and a reigning premier, you've got clear signatures that you need to deal with, and I think the competition has maybe taken a while, but we're seeing all those signatures, so it's pretty clear. And often it's hard to stop, but tonight we did a pretty good job of that.
You were challenged in that fourth quarter as well. They had a sort of 5 or 10 minute run where the crowd came alive. They got a bit of momentum. What impressed you about the character of your group that they were able to withhold that and then kick away late?
Yeah, I haven't spoken to Darcy Wilson about the look-away handball over his head. We're about to put him to the sword. So that just sort of, from that moment, they had a bit of a run, which good teams are going to do. They, our clearance work had been good all night. They moved Dacos around, put him forward, dumped him in, and he got to work a little bit, which he's a great player. So I thought we held our nerve and then continued to attack. We didn't send any numbers back, and we continued to press forward. So yeah, it was a step forward. We've got plenty of work to do, but confidence comes from action, and man, we delivered the right actions tonight. We're pretty relentless from start to finish.
You were 15th for points scored last year. Tonight you've had 24 scores, and third quarter 14. I think inside 50s for 10 scores. So. Yeah. Is that potentially the biggest single area you're improving in, do you think?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. Look, the second quarter we dominated early and had 12 entries, kicked one goal. So, look, I thought we scored pretty well last year. We had a really young forward line. This year we've got King Memory, we've got a bit of experience. And for most of the year, and then the back half of the year we got going again. I think we scored really well in the back half against Geelong and Richmond. So, no, I wouldn't have thought so. I thought we've got some exciting young players, that's what I think. Windhager went in, Owens, Philippou. Last week we were the 4th youngest team in the comp. And we had 10 players under 50 games. We've got Darcy. I think that's the exciting bit. And our leaders are supporting them, like Steele was fantastic, and Wilkie, Seb Ross in his role on DeGoey. So I think we've just got a lot of kids coming through. We've recolored, and Liam Henry was exciting. So, and Ryan Burns has improved. We just think our youth, we're on the right path.
What about, Henry's good.
The 100 points are an outcome of pressure and turnover.
Henry's a good example. Weak speed, ball movement. Is that a big potential growth area?
For him?
No, as a team overall.
If there's a few more Liam Henrys out there, we're happy to have him if you're listening. So it was certainly an improvement, but I think we're happy to sheet home and think there's a magic formula without being critical, but the scoring's built off contests and turnovers and pressure. Do you know what I mean? So as simple as bring the ball to ground early, they took a lot of intercept marks in their forward 50, which we didn't want them to do. We planned not to. Sydney and GWS negated it, but then after quarter time we fixed it. So if we had brought the ball to ground, we would have scored more in the first quarter. So that's a key, with more, obviously with Murphy out, their system's a bit challenged, but Frampton was taking a few early, and Howe can. So it's got to be sometimes we can move the ball exactly the same way, but if we don't compete and bring it to ground, you don't score. But tonight we hit that spot and brought it to ground, and that's a key to beating good teams and scoring.
How are Henry?
Whereas, can I just say, whereas last year, we know no one had more intercept marks taken against them from entries than us. So we're almost double Collingwood. So it's something that Robert Harvey and his forwards have worked on, and that enables you to score. Are we getting more entries? Maybe a couple more. We averaged 50 odd last year. So,
What's the latest on Mason Wood?
did you cut across Rog then? Come on, Rog, go.
Henry and Wood. What can you tell us about those two?
Yeah, it's a good question. I did, without alarming anyone, and has Mason's family been contacted, they'd be with him, and because he's such a good lad. So he was pretty courageous. Knocked himself out and broken collarbone, we think. So that's not good for him. So we're concerned about him, and Henry just might be severe cramp, because I think we all acknowledge his speed and his run. So. But we would like more of those players. We're going to the draft. We've got a few more kids like Lance Collard and Garcia and Schoenmaker. So the future burns bright for those kids.
Is that the best game you've seen Wanganeen Miller play? It just seemed to be a bit of a breakout.
Who? Nazaya? No, he had a fair few of them last year. He's a pretty special young... I forgot him, didn't I? He's a pretty special young player. Yeah, he played pretty well, didn't he? He's, he got great bloodlines. Wanganeen, Uncle Gav, and but he's just dedicated. There's no more dedicated player on our list.
Just say a couple of little errors by Bonner, the smother and the turnover both ended up in goals. Do you counsel him on that, or are you happy for him to catch?
Yeah, I saw him, mate. Yeah, 98. So I said, mate, the game went for 100 minutes. I don't know, maybe he had 20. So he had the ball in his hands for a minute. 2 of those seconds you buggered up, but the other 98 minutes we're pretty happy with. That's the way we coach, right? I sent a message, don't go back in the show. We got you here for your run and your kick. And when I spoke to him in person, could have time or whatever, half time, he lit up, he smiled. So we don't want to kick him, because you're going to make errors. Grand final day, come on, once there was lots of errors. It's the ability to persist and show resilience, and I thought he did that tonight remarkably well. Errors, it's a game of imperfection.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.